we are back. In every relationship, the signs of a deeper trouble often start with tension in conversations. Or a partner who always seems to be on their phone. Little subtle clues, often referred to as yellow flags. They can quietly signal a growing disconnection, possibly even an emotional strain. From boundary setting to building trust and navigating technology's place in our lives, particularly our love lives, well, these early moments, they matter, and they matter significantly. Joining me now is author relationship expert Shauntay L. Dunbar, and she is back again, and good to have you.
Good to be back. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we are doing just peachy.
Love
Let's
that.
listen. So I hear a lot about green flags. We always
Yeah.
talk about red flags,
Yes.
but yellow flags. Hold up, wait a minute, rewind.
Yeah, we're doing the whole stoplight,
Right,
right?
I mean, let's
The
bring out
traffic light.
the whole Crayola box. But no, for real, yellow flags are something that really have the potential of going one way or the other, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to be able to, monitor this because it could turn green or it could be red. So some of the yellow ones would be constant criticism or belittling, making you feel bad about yourself, your goals, how you feel about certain things. This is a sign that, your partner might not be listening to you or even interested, or even like kind of projecting how they feel about themselves onto you. So you want to be aware of that kind of thing. Maybe if they're isolating you, like keeping you away from people you love and enjoy being around, they may say they don't want to go to certain functions, which is also okay. But if they make you feel bad about going without them, that can be another thing where they're just trying to, like, keep you to themselves. There's also controlling behavior. They want to know where you are at all times. If they, want to make sure they have access to you all the time. And, the one time you don't pick up your phone or the one time you don't answer quickly, it becomes a problem. And then there's always lack of accountability, never taking responsibility for their own actions, not being able to apologize, or even blaming you for some of the things that they do. You made me drop that cake. You're like, no, you weren't supposed to have it.
Right, right. Well,
Right?
I don't want to be the color guard, but that doesn't sound like a yellow flag. That sounds like a red flag.
Right. Yeah, it's,
You
it's
know?
it's true, right? It starts with these little things, but they build and they become more serious. Like even like innocent interactions with people, right? They can turn into like this really bad jealous person or possessive, and like you're just walking through a door that someone held for you, and they're like, "Oh, you're flirting," and you're like, I was just, they were just being kind. Like, what do you mean? It's a harmless interaction. So, yeah, definitely yellow flags to watch out for.
Yeah.
Most of these yellow flags lead to red flags, and you should probably get out of there.
Yeah, quickly. And so when we talk about boundaries, a lot of people have trouble setting them, or even
Yeah.
recognizing them.
Yeah.
But when you talk about emotional boundaries,
Hmm.
give me an example of that emotional boundary and how people can really guard their emotional boundary.
I would say one for sure is like asking for space, like during conflict. Sometimes you are overwhelmed, and it's okay to say, hey, listen, I need to take a beat and I need to like process this. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not, trying to hurt your feelings. I just need a little space to, kind of figure out where this is going or what we're really talking about. Because sometimes people are caught off guard and didn't even know there was a problem until, they sometimes get attacked, right? So, one of my other favorite ones is limiting your emotional labor. This is so important because a lot of times you want to support your partner as much as possible, but there are some underlying issues that are really, really deep, and they should probably seek professional help. So, knowing your limitation on, like, hey, I support you on this, but you might want to go speak to someone to deal with, these other things. So, just being clear about your communication, also letting them know, like, hey, when we argue, I don't appreciate you raising your voice. It makes me feel small or it makes me want to shut down. These are all things that kind of help you keep your boundary, let the other person be aware of your boundary, and then you can communicate to, talk better to each other.
I think we've all had this happen at one time or another. Maybe it starts off with a conversation and the conversation just blows out into full-fledged argument. And then you sit there like at home, like, how did I even get here? Like, I just thought we were talking and all of a sudden just went left and went red, right? But how do you get to the place where you can just talk about what you need without it blowing up into this full-fledged,
Yeah.
yeah, because then that takes days to unpack.
It definitely does. And it's all about like nipping it in the bud, like when it's happening, right? Sometimes you don't want to do things and you can say no to stuff without feeling guilty about it, right? Like saying, listen, on Sundays, I really don't like going out. This is my time for myself. And, it's nothing personal. I just need this space. Your partner should be able to understand that, especially when you set it ahead of time versus constantly saying no to things without really explaining why.
Mhm.
So, communication is always like the big part, being clear, confronting it like immediately, and watching that tone of voice because that'll definitely change some things.
Oh, from 0 to 100 real quick. Yeah,
Real
that's it.
quick.
Real quick. Phones. We got to talk about phones because
Oh
we
yeah.
know how many relationships have been terminated by the phone, right? And sometimes it's not even who's on the other side of the phone. Sometimes it could be
Mm-hmm.
the simple fact that you're always on your phone.
The phone. Yes.
So,
Agreed.
so, oh my God, unpack this, please.
So okay, so like phones, you have to have boundaries with your phone, right? Like when we go out to dinner, I'm expecting you to pay attention to me and not scroll through social media while you're on your phone or checking work emails or whatever else people do on their phones. Like it's pretty rude and it can come off like you're not interested in what, your partner's saying. They can feel ignored. Um, other things is like with social media, like you have to be careful. You can like a picture without liking the picture,
Right,
right? Like
right.
if you know your partner is like weird about certain things like that, it's like why trigger them? Just you can admire yourself without putting heart eye emojis and doing the most.
Right, right, right. It's called scrolling past. You can like it from a distance. You have to tell somebody, right? Because then, if you tell somebody, now you have to answer some questions. I mean, that's just.
Exactly.
But
For what?
exactly. But the phone, honestly, is one of the biggest things nowadays
Yeah.
that a lot of couples are actually having to navigate through, and it's almost
Mhm.
like you have to come to like terms of agreement in your own relationship when it comes to how you deal with phones.
It's true because it's like it's phones are at this point connected to our hands, right? We
Right.
use it for everything. We're taking pictures, we're answering emails, we're answering texts, we're writing notes, right? Nobody uses pen and paper anymore, it seems. Everybody's just doing these things, and the phone is able to just give you access to so much. It's hard to like just put it down. But if you want to have better human interactions, you need to put the phone down. You see people walking down the street holding their phones, about to run into a pole. Like it's it's an addiction.
Lady
And
nearly got hit by a car, but just yesterday, just
people
walking with not even paying attention. Right. Exactly.
crazy. So yeah, definitely setting some boundaries like on your phones or the times that you use it, or at least like with your partner. If you're not like sharing screen time together, sometimes it's like just put it away for the moment. You'll live. You'll be okay. You'll be there when you get back.
Yeah. Right. So when we talk about the flags again,
Yes.
does this go into the yellow flag or red flag category?
It could be either or, right? Like sometimes people have a lot of work things that they have to take care of. Sometimes your jobs are like very demanding and you have to get, certain deadlines, reach certain deadlines. So, just explaining this to your partner again comes back to that communication like, hey, I'm on call today, so I might have to check my phone a little more frequent than I, would normally. Um, just giving you a heads up. I'll try to be as quick as possible. A yellow flag for me though is definitely like going out to eat and like the phone is like on the table, like automatically. It's like, why is this here?
Right, 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 right.
Put that thing
I,
away.
I think I wanted to bring you along, not the phone, right?
Exactly,
It,
exactly.
it, it,
So,
it's pretty common these days, and it's funny that I mean we're laughing, but right
right.
now there's some people who are on timeout simply because of this, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we're
Silent
the,
treatment. They're going through it.
right. 2 days, 2 weeks, all of a sudden we ain't talking because the phone is really, yeah. So last minute tips before we go. I just got about a minute left. How do we solidify that quality time?
I would say just one cool technology is the shared calendar, right? And this is something that you can use with your partner to kind of manage your life together. Like, I want to do this on a Saturday. Let me check the calendar to see if we are like both available. Or maybe when you want to schedule things with your partner, just, giving them a heads up. Hey, put this in the calendar. This is our block off time. Like, technology is not always bad. There are like really positive components to it, like when you're on work trips or just away in general or having long distance relationships, who doesn't love a good FaceTime, right? So phones aren't always like a bad thing, but it depends on the usage and being mindful of, your partner, and, that quality time will happen if you make time for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta make that time. That
Gotta
is
make that
that
time.
is the story of the day. All right, Shauntay,
Yeah.
it's been great talking to you as always. You know
You as
you
well.
gotta come back. You know we got more stuff to talk about. Just wasn't enough time.
Oh, please. It's so much to talk about, and I'll be ready.
All right. Well,
All right, you guys.
all right. We'll talk. We'll be talking soon.
Sounds good.
All
Have a good
righty.
one.
Take care now.
Bye.
All right. Now, if you want more information, go ahead and visit our website, divinginstilettosfirst.com. You'll find out all you need to know with relationship advice and also some things she's got going on social media. Encourage you, don't go anywhere. We'll be back more open coming up right after this.